we're going to have a look at using quarter past and quarter to language to read time on analog clocks. Instead of saying 15 past some hour, we tend to say quarter past that hour. Let's have a look at an example. On this clock, I can see that my minute hand is on the past side, so it's going to read past. My hour is 9, so it is 15 minutes past 9. But instead of saying 15 past, I would actually say quarter past 9. Why do we do this? Well, our minute hand has covered a quarter of the clock. So if I look back at my original example, I can see that my minute hand would have started up here when it was 9 o'clock, and it's moved all the way around to the 3. So it's covered 1/4 of the clock. Instead of saying 15 minutes to the next hour, we tend to say quarter to the next hour. For example, on this clock, I can see that my minute hand is on the 2 side. My next hour would be 2, and there's 15 minutes until it will be 2 o'clock. But instead of saying that, I would describe the time as quarter to 2. Okay, why do we do this? Sort of the opposite of above. Our clock only has 1/4 to go until it reaches 12 again, and it will be the next hour. So if I have a look back at my example here, I can see that my minute hand just needs to move all the way around to the 12, and then it'll be the next hour. So it's only got a quarter to cover. We'll have a look at some more examples. On my first clock here, let's just write the time like we traditionally would as a digital time. I can see that it is 5:15. Now, recall that this side of my clock on the right side is the past side, and this is the to side. So I could rewrite my time as, firstly, I'm going to write past, because that's what we're using. Then I'm going to write the current hour, which is 5. And then I'm going to look at my minutes. It's 15 past 5. As I said, instead of saying 15 past or 15 minutes past, I can say quarter past. So I'm going to call this quarter past 5. Let's have a look at our next example. On this one, we'll jump straight to identifying the past or to time. Put my line down the middle. I know that this side is past and the other side is to. So I can see that my minute hand is on the past side. So that's going to sit here. It is 15 minutes past. And the current hour is 9. So it's 15 minutes past 9. And just like before, instead of saying 15 past, I'm going to replace that with quarter past 9. Last example. On this clock, I'm going to put my line down the middle. I can see that my minute hand is on the to side, so I'm going to put 2 in. After 2, I'm going to put the next hour that my thick hour hand will hit, which would be 12. And then I can see that I've got 5, 10, 15 minutes to go. So 15 to 12. I can replace that language with quarter to 12. Okay, now let's have a look at the worksheet. So you have to identify the digital time shown on each clock in words. You know how to do this with your 15 to and 15 past, but I want you to also say it as your quarter past and quarter to. So let's have a go at doing both. On this first clock, I'm going to put my line in, and I can see that my longer minute hand is on the to side. I'm going to write that in first, 2. If I write 2, I need to think, what's my next hour? That's going to be 10. And it's got 5, 10, 15 minutes to go. So it's 15 to 10. Now, instead of saying 15 to, I can just say quarter to 10. Let's have a look at the next one. I'm going to start by putting my line down the middle. And I can see that my minute hand is on the past side. So I'm going to write past first and the current hour, which is 8. Then I need to think how many minutes past? It's 15. But I know instead of saying 15 past, I can just replace the 15 with quarter past. Okay, we'll have a look at one more example. Let's do this one down here. Put my line in. I can see that my longer minute hand is on the 2 side. I'm going to put that in first, 2. Then I need to look at my next hour. The next hour will be 12. And how many minutes until it hits until the minute hand hits a 12? 5, 10, 15. So it's going to be 15 minutes to 12, but I can replace 15 with quarter so that it reads quarter to 12. You can write your answers where you do 15 to or 15 past the hour and then write the full quarter version, or you can just cross out the 15 and replace it with a quarter.